Hey there, and welcome to September 2019. My name is Kayleigh Jean, and I'm here to do your creativity readings for the month. I just have a couple of quick announcements. First of all, if you are looking to go deeper with your astrological knowledge and you want to explore the potential of working with astrological magic in your personal spiritual practice, I will put the information to Natural Magic School. That's the topic of the month. We're going a lot deeper with it. We're also going to be doing some live streams and just exploring natural magic from an astrological perspective, as well as going into the philosophy of circle casting and working with the four direction. If you're not familiar with Natural Magic School, it is really just a very inexpensive way to support my channel. If you get something useful out of these videos and you want to say thank you, you get access to a ton of extra content every month. So all that information, again, will be below the video. Secondly, I wanted to let you know about the tanks that I'm wearing this month. I'm super excited to be partnered with Hannah Stone, who reached out to me. I was so excited to partner with her for this month's videos. She creates this whole line of astrological, constellation-based and crystal-based designs with her clothes, and her fabric that she uses is so freaking comfortable. Everything that she has, I think, is somewhat reversible, so you can wear it in different ways to create different necklines and just fun stuff. So I wanted to give her a little shout out and let you know that she's offering free shipping for anybody who watches this and wants to purchase something from her shop, which is super generous. So I will put all of her information below. I just really related to her mission. She's working to empower women. She employs adults who earn fair wages in Canada. I absolutely love her mission. I feel like she is just a really awesome creative person, and I'm really excited to be wearing her stuff this month. So if you're interested in that, I will put the information and the free shipping link to her shop below. Okay guys, let's get into your readings without any further ado. Okay Capricorn, let's get into your September reading. As I was tuning into your energy, I had a color coming through very prominently, which definitely gave me a sense of the energy of the month for you. The color that was coming through was red. And it kind of made me feel almost that sense of kind of, I want to say vitality, I guess, that the color red can have. There's something about confidence with the color red. There's something almost kind of eye-catching about it. You almost picture like a woman wearing red lipstick, and it looks really good on her, and she knows it. There's a certain level of confidence in kind of seeing that if you are an onlooker and you're like, wow, damn, she looks really good. So there could be an element of that, whether you are male or female Capricorn. There's a sense of just carrying yourself with confidence this month, and feeling bold, I guess, is really the best word for it. At the same time, I also feel that many of you have some very big decisions, and for some reason the time frame of 2 years was coming through. So you may have a decision, for example, right now that you're making, that the last 2 years of your life has kind of led you up to around this period of 2019, and really those thoughts that you've been having for the last 2 years are sort of coming to a head this month or this kind of season in 2019, and you're really kind of recognizing where you may need to allow yourself to make some big decisions, or you're kind of looking to choose wisely. And one of the things that I think can really help you during this time, because I think for some of you, the choices that you have to make in combination with all of the normal responsibilities that you have may feel a little bit overwhelming for you right now. One of the things that's going to help you make the best choice, Capricorn, is actually just having, I know this is going to sound so weird, but having a routine that supports your well-being. Taking it simple, doing what you have to do, maybe writing down your schedule for the day, having a bullet list of everything that you need to do, and penciling in time that is routine self-care for you, penciling in time that you know that you're going to need to take in order to take absolutely great care of your body, great care of your hair, for example, or your just anything that you have to do for your self-care. I feel like have a routine set in place, have notes that kind of help guide you and direct you so that you can go through the month with some clarity and some discipline as far as, okay, maybe it's just 3 simple things that you have to get done on any given Tuesday, and it's like, here's the 3 things, and if I accomplish those, I had a great fucking day. And nobody can tell me different. You know, even if there's a side of you that feels like maybe you wish you had accomplished more, it's like, nope, you did everything on the list. You took care of yourself. You managed to have a little bit of joy in your day as well. In my book, that's a great day. So just keep it simple, Capricorn, and stick to a routine. At the beginning of the week, or maybe the end of the previous week, like on Sunday nights, for example, write out all of the things that you want to accomplish every single day. Don't get down on yourself if you don't accomplish all of them. And schedule things lightly, because you know life happens, shit happens, and the day gets away from you, and sometimes you're not going to be able to finish everything on your list. So just really try and keep your lists tight. Keep them to the point, keep them simple, keep them something that you think you could do easily or that you could really manage without too much fuss. And what I generally find is that I'll do that, and it still is a lot to make sure that I get everything done. So just don't put too much on your plate for this month, but do be disciplined and clear about everything that you want to accomplish. Have some clear routines and have some confidence, because I feel like when a Capricorn has a good routine of self-care, a good routine in terms of your career and your professional life, when you have everything sort of structured, that's really where your confidence shines. That's really where you can allow yourself to then be spontaneous when you are just in a conversation with someone, or you're on your way to work, or you're doing something else. Like, when you have that sort of structure in place, you become so much more flexible, really. And I know it sounds like a paradox, and in some ways it is, but it's so true for you guys that when you have that good solid structure and you feel like you have that good foundation in terms of how you're organizing your day, that's what gives you the confidence to just be easy about it and just be spontaneous and be more flexible, because you know you have that kind of root that's kind of keeping you grounded. So that's what I was getting for you. I feel that your energy is going to be very confident this month. I feel that you're going to be able to be very productive. So let's take a look at your tarot cards and we'll get some more information. Capricorn. Tarot, please give us clear accurate guidance for Capricorn. Okay. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. We're also going to get some messages from your Animal Spirit Oracle cards, which are your guides for the month. So pay attention to where you see these animals or their likeness, as they will be potentially giving you more synchronicities and messages. Okay. Okay, Capricorn. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got the unicorn crossed by the rabbit. Wow. I think as I turned over this unicorn, I actually felt that there's something in the archetype of the unicorn. This is not a card that comes up very often when I am doing these readings. If you watch a lot of my videos, if you are very familiar, I have to say the unicorn actually really doesn't come up very often. And there's something about the unicorn kind of as a mythic creature that does actually feel connected to the symbology of Capricorn in a way. I feel like with this coming up here, I mean, the mystical aspect of the unicorn as far as the Animal Spirit Oracle deck goes is that it's associated with the third eye. So there is the possibility that some of you could be feeling more intuitive, more intuitively connected this month, and just feeling, again, just like what was coming through earlier during the meditation, more okay with kind of just being your weirdo self. Capricorn, just like letting that out with the unicorn. It's like being okay with that, being okay to be an outlier, being okay to stand out. And there's something also quite lighthearted about the unicorn as a symbol. There's something a little bit ridiculous about it, frankly. And maybe that's what you need right now, Capricorn. Maybe you need to give yourself permission to be a little bit weird, to be a little ridiculous. You do have Mars and the Sun and Mercury and Venus all transiting through Virgo throughout the majority of this month, and these planets are going to be sending a lot of positive energy your way via the Earth trine between Virgo and Capricorn. So any points that you have in Capricorn are really going to be activated in a positive way by the Sun and by the other planets that are traveling with it right now. So it's really exciting, I think, actually, for you. You're probably feeling pretty energized. I feel like you have a lot to offer that's very unique, and I think you should embrace that right now. If there is a possibility, and this can happen with Mars trines, that sometimes we feel almost more anxiety with the rabbit, especially depending on what points you actually have in Capricorn. If you have a Capricorn moon, for example, this could really be triggering you, that Mars trining your moon. It can be something that's very energizing, like I said, and it can be ultimately a very good influence, but sometimes the Mars energy, when it is in aspect to you, you can have an increase in terms of your, almost like your fight or flight response to life, and your nervous system can be active. It can be really activated. So just be aware of that. Be cognizant that any anxiety that you could have that is acting up for you this month in September, it may actually just be a function of the astrology that you have going on. It could be a function of a number of different factors, but I do feel that it's temporary. And I think that it's also normal and to be expected that anytime that we are kind of sharing our weirdness, or we're having the courage to really be ourselves, which is what the unicorn is all about, sometimes that is pretty much, especially if like it's a new way of doing that, it's always, I'm going to say, it's always going to bring up fears. Because there's a reason that we suppress our kind of weirdness, or that there's a reason that we suppress our true self. It's because we learned somewhere along the road that that side of us isn't acceptable. And part of really maturing into a position of self-realization is about acknowledging those cast off parts of ourselves and reclaiming them and bringing them back into kind of central focus in our life. And we're rewarded for that, Capricorn. You're going to be rewarded for that. It's not always easy, but I think it's something that you are obviously being tasked with at this time. So it's a big part of your personal growth, and I acknowledge you. I hear you if you're feeling some anxiety about sharing your unicornness. I feel you. I've been there, and I'm sending you so much love and courage and self-love as you go through that process, because I think it's going to be totally worth it. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. We've got the Three of Wands, the Lovers, Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in here for a moment. Okay, so there's a lot going on in this spread, and I want to just kind of begin where I'm seeing some strong energies, and then we'll kind of move forward from there. But as you go into the month of September, I am seeing you kind of as an adventurer right now, Capricorn. I think that you are really setting your sights on a new landscape for yourself, and whatever that landscape represents to you, whatever it really looks like for you, it's very personal. You are setting your sights on a new horizon. And with the Three of Wands, it also indicates growth and having some kind of clarity about where you want to grow, like the direction that you want to grow in, is very much on your mind. And this could be one of those times in your life where, as the work that you have done in the past and the self reflection that you have done in the past has been a continuous kind of reserve almost of self-knowledge and effort, and perhaps even, like, if this is like more of a financial reading because you do have some pentacles, it could be also that you've been building savings for a long time. But either way, I hope you get what I'm getting at, Capricorn, is like you've been filling the well, you've been preparing it, like you've been setting up something in your life for quite a long time, and it is like a wellspring, or it is like a reserve of either resources or knowledge and skill sets that you've been working really hard to acquire. It could, like I said, be savings and investments in a portfolio that you've been building up. If you're an artist, it could be a portfolio of your work that you've been building up, but you've been building and building and building and filling this kind of this almost like a coffer in a way, like you'll say, like filling the coffers. You've been doing this in some way, shape, or form. You've been stockpiling value of some kind. It could just be knowledge, like I said, stockpiling knowledge, studying, going to school day in and day out, or showing up to a vocational training, for example. But you're filling the reserves of something, and now I feel like the energy is kind of shifting because you've built up all of this within you. You've built up all of this strength or all of these resources that are now in your kind of sphere of influence. And now the energy is shifting, and you, where you may have been kind of the one to come to a situation without as much experience or without as much resources as the next person, now that's not necessarily your situation anymore. Now you have something that is marketable. Now you have something that is valuable, or it has perceived value to others. And I feel like that's where this energy of choice is coming in with the Lovers. So for some of you, the Lovers could represent a relationship. And if that's the case, it may be a relationship that crosses it's like an international or a long distance relationship that you could be considering, but that's not the strongest message that I see. For most of you, I feel that the Lovers card is actually more pointing to this energy of choice. The Lovers represents choice and decisions and the consequences of those decisions. It represents, really, at its core, it's about our ability to create our reality, because when we have two lovers of this sort, it kind of represents the ability to procreate, which is the ability to sort of create a new reality in a way. So there's something about this here that it's like now you have this strength behind you, you have this work behind you, you have everything that you've built up to this point is behind you. Now what are you going to choose? Like, where are you going to direct those resources? Where are you going to apply that knowledge that you've built up, or that skill that you've built up? You may have multiple people kind of vying for your business. For example, if you are a business owner or a service provider or something like that, there could be a couple of different people who are offering you something, Capricorn, because with the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, and then we also have the Two of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, I'm kind of seeing both of these. It's like a Wands and a Pentacle. I'm seeing both of these people like almost as in two separate people who want to work with you in some way, shape, or form. They may be quite different from each other. The Queen of Wands, for example, could be female, and the Two of Wands person could be male. It could also not have anything to do with gender at all, because this is just a general reading, so keep that in mind. But I feel like there's possibly a business opportunity or a career opportunity that's coming through a fire sign female, who's offering you maybe some form of abundance or some form of stability, because she's giving you the Ace of Pentacles. She's like offering you the Ace of Pentacles. So she could be offering you a job if that's your situation. If you own a business, it could be a supplier maybe, or somebody who wants to purchase services or supplies from you. But I feel like there's a little bit more of a commitment that this person wants. So you want to be careful about what you agree to, and whatever you choose, I want you to choose really wisely, Capricorn, and don't fall prey to any illusions right now about what you're agreeing to in terms of contracts, because I feel like right now what you need, because you have something valuable that you're bringing to the table, I feel like it's important right now for you to not get yourself into any agreements that are going to feel too restrictive later on. I feel like the main thing for you right now is flexibility and having the ability to maybe work with more than one person, or at least not be locked into a contract that's going to last forever and ever, and it's just going to drain you if it's not working very well. For example, if somebody wants to partner with you, but they want you to sign like a non-compete agreement or something along those lines, definitely read the fine print of anything like this. I know this is a very specific situation, but there could be other ways that this could play out. For example, if you are selling a home, you might have a buyer potentially who is offering you a little bit less than you asked. But for some reason, they're sweetening the deal, so it's kind of making you consider it. So either way, the Queen of Wands is somebody who's offering you something that could potentially be good, but I don't want you to rush into anything this month, because I kind of feel like you are the one that can make decisions that are in your best interest. Like, you don't need to be the beggar right now, you can be the chooser. You're not, I hope I'm communicating that well enough. It's like you're not on the outside, you're on the inside. You're on the inside of this, Capricorn. So treat yourself and carry yourself as such. Have some boundaries, I guess, and don't let anything be rushed for you right now. You also have the Knight of Pentacles with the Two of Wands. So I kind of felt this energy as potentially a second person who's interested in your business or your company. They might be, for example, somebody who has been looking at what you do from afar and now maybe wants to hire you for some kind of work. They may also be somebody who, like a potential investor, similar to the Queen of Wands. But I feel like there's potentially two people who are competing for your attention, and maybe if this is not a career-based reading for you at all, it could be two different romantic people. But I feel like it's more two separate people who want to maybe work with you, or who you're considering working with in more of a professional type of way. The Two of Wands person, I'm really not getting a strong sense that this person is very outgoing with you about their intentions, which should give you a little bit of pause, because they're turning away. And the Knight of Pentacles is a very Capricornian sort of card. I associate the knights with the cardinal signs, and this is cardinal earth, so it is your card in the tarot. And I feel like you are sort of turning, I mean, I'm not really that optimistic about this particular relationship. Whoever that you're considering working with that reminds you the most of the Two of Wands, it wouldn't be the Queen of Wands, I don't think. I feel like these are two separate individuals. This person is a little bit more circumspect. They're not quite straight on with you, and they're not as communicative. And I feel like it's already causing a disconnect. It's already causing you to both look in different directions. So if this was, for example, a romantic relationship, it would be as if you were growing apart. And you would know that. If that's you, Capricorn, if you have already been thinking that and you know that that's the situation, then maybe that is going to be the message for you. But I feel that there is someone in your life with whom you're kind of not, your interests might not ultimately be aligned, essentially. So you want to just be aware of that. The Six of Pentacles and the Three of Swords indicates to me that there is going to be at some point a reduction of your choices. So if you are kind of playing the fields, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but if you are kind of looking at different options for, for example, a business negotiation, you should be looking at what's out there and what other options you might have. But I feel like by the end of the month, you're probably going to need to narrow it down to one person, I think, or maybe just two people if you've been looking at like 4 or 5 different people or different entities, different companies to work with. I think you're going to definitely start to see those options dwindle a little bit. And unfortunately, it looks like for some of you, it could be like one of the options that you were feeling kind of called towards may end up not really working out. And I want you to, leading up to the end of September, I want you to do your due diligence. So if you are, for example, a business person and you're looking at merging companies with someone else, or you're looking at a business deal, or if you're looking at a joint marketing collaboration with someone, get some real facts about the numbers of their business. Get some official paperwork. If you're doing any investing or joint investing, get bank statements from the other people. If you're doing a joint marketing thing online, get statements that are official about how many people they have, following their business or in their email list or whatever is relevant for your industry, because the Three of Swords can sometimes represent a disappointment, especially a disappointment like where we've been too trusting. And I'm not saying that anybody's necessarily trying to take advantage of you, but I feel like if you don't choose wisely, you could end up choosing something that's in someone else's best interest and not yours. So just be really thoughtful, methodical, trust, but validate, trust and verify, trust and then do your due diligence. I think it's really important that you do that, Capricorn, because you've worked hard. You've worked hard to get where you are today. You deserve to do business or, have relationships in any personal sense. You deserve those relationships to be fair. You deserve to protect what you've invested so much of your life and your time and your effort into. You deserve that. And you're only going to be able to build and continue to build sustainably in your life if you are working with reliable people. And that could be where you find yourself, at this juncture, is reassessing who you work with and thinking about the future and where you want to go 5 years from now, and who are you going to need to collaborate with to get you to that point. Because we all need to collaborate at some realm, in some way, shape, or form. We need to work in positive feedback systems with other people. I mean, that's really what industries are. That's what business is. So people are a wonderful, they can be a wonderful asset to you, or they can be a huge liability. And really, Capricorns want to work with people that they enjoy being around and that they trust, because you put everything into your integrity. You put everything into doing things the way that is responsible. So you need to have that be returned back to you. Otherwise, that you're going to be taken advantage of, because you're not going to be taking advantage of the other person. So you have to protect yourself. So let's take a look at your cards. I'm going to do your extended reading with the Lenormand deck, which is a different cartomancy system, but I'm reading it very intuitively here, so this is not a traditional Lenormand reading. Okay, and just to recap, those were your main messages, but we're going to look at just anything extra that wants to come through with the Lenormand cards. Let's take a look at your Bob Ross message. Absolutely love him, and it's perfect for creative readings. And let's take a look at your Soul Trees Oracle card. Wow. So it says, every painting is going to be different, and that's what makes it great. From Bob Ross, and we have Create coming from the Soul Trees Oracle. Every painting is going to be different, and that's what makes it great. So we have the clover, the gentleman, the book, the heart, the writer, and the coffin, with the tree, the dog, the ship, crossroads, and the stars, and the fish, which is actually really nice. We've got the bouquet and the whip in your energy when it comes to a relationship, and we have the birds in the house in the other person's energy. We have the anchor as what's between you. So that may be a personal relationship, but we'll see. And so, yeah, but those were your core messages. So if you would like to continue with the extended reading, we're also going to analyze that full moon in Pisces that we have coming up and how you can best utilize the energy and also avoid any of the pitfalls. And we're going to be analyzing your Lenormand cards for any additional deepening messages. So I'll put the link below for that information, as well for Natural Magic School if you're interested in practicing natural astrological magic with us. And I'm just sending you guys so much love. I hope you have an amazing month in September. Take care of yourselves. Stay in a good routine. Be positive. Life is great. You are doing amazing, Capricorns, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.